Welcome to Fun Facts After Dark. Last time in my Fun Facts About Me video, I shared with you some of my simple, lighter facts, but actually I have some darker, stranger ones, so I'm gonna share with you in this video. I actually have a very rare blood type, so rare that I'm a VIP at the Red Cross. When I turned 20 years old, I started donating blood, and at the Red Cross they checked my blood and they gave me a VIP card. They said actually my blood is so rare that they don't need it in the storage, so they told me to stay home, and if someone needs my blood, they'll call me up. About 10 years ago, Red Cross actually called me up one night and said there's this guy at the hospital and he lost a lot of blood and he needs your help. So I sent my blood the next morning and actually saved his life. Red Cross sent me a thank you letter afterwards, which is like really special because my immediate family, my father, my mother, my brother, and my sister, actually they don't have my blood type, so if I need help, actually they cannot help me. So that is quite a concern in my mind as well, because I travel so much, like in mainland China, in Japan, in Korea, or in Southeast Asia. Actually I worry sometimes, like if I need help, maybe they don't have my blood type, or what's gonna happen if they cannot find my blood. And yes, so this is one strange fact about me. And my zodiac sign, I'm a Scorpio, so I like water a lot and I'm an introvert. But given my rare blood type and being a woman and also being a Scorpio, that kind of make me psychic. I have a very strong intuition and I feel like it's getting stronger and stronger each year. So it's really quite a dilemma, because I enjoy my intuition. I know I can feel things happening. I can feel a lot of things from different people, and so it's a little bit difficult for me to find a partner because I can sense things right away, and that's not a good thing when you want to fall in love. You want to be a little bit foolish to fall in love a little bit cloudy and enjoy romance. But yes, my intuition is getting stronger and stronger, but I don't like to tell people that much about my psychic ability, because in the recent years I actually met two persons, one in Macau and one in Hong Kong. They're truly gifted. They know right away without knowing anything about your background. They don't even need to know your name, your age, like where you're from and what you do for a living. They can just like tell your whole story in every single detail, and they're very accurate. So I think some people, they're truly talented, and I believe in having a sixth sense. They can actually see visions of what happened in the past and also in the near future. So they're quite, I really admire their ability, and hopefully, when I'm older, like in my 60s or 70s, I'll be wiser as well, and I'll be able to see things through. But a lot of people, they practice meditation. I think that's a good way to be in tune with your intuition and also your natural abilities, because we're so bombarded with everything, through social media or through the news or through gossip or tabloid, that our natural abilities somewhat not being used. It's hidden somewhere in our brain. And also yes, maybe one day I'll share more experience with you about my abilities. Strange fact about my family is that I'm actually not mixed. Since I was little girl, a lot of people thought that I'm of mixed heritage, but actually I'm full Chinese. But a lot of my cousins and my uncles actually have hazel eyes, but my eyes are brown. Maybe one day they'll change color, who knows. But there are many pairs of twins in my family, so 2 boys, 2 girls, boys and girls. So I always thought about kids in terms of double happiness. It's like 2, 2, 2 instead of 1, 1, 1. So I actually hope that one day I can have a boy and a girl as well, because there's so many, about around 7 to 8 pairs of twins in the family. So I'm used to seeing them hanging out, talking to each other. They have their own little world, they have their own language, and it's so much fun to ask them a question and they answer at the same time without knowing the answer before. So yes, in my dreamy state of mind, I hope to have a boy and a girl as well. My strange obsession is that I'm really into history. When I was in school, my perfect score would always be in world history because I was just really fascinated with how people lived, and I love watching documentaries, and I also love to look at old photos. So yes, it's one of my greatest hobby. When I was 14, we had to watch Schindler's List in history class. So after watching that film, I could not eat for a week because I was really shocked at what happened, and I felt so sad. I'm still shocked to this day about what happened. And after that film, I just became obsessed with Nazi and Germany and what happened during that period. So I kept watching films about this subject, and I would say that I've watched a majority of films related to it, and these films stay with me. I'm really into horses. It's my favorite animal, and I don't know why, it's just it feels so free spirit. And when I was like 6 years old, I actually wrote a piece about horses, and my teacher would call me and up to the classroom, the front of the classroom, and she asked, is your father a gambler? Are you a gambler? Why are you so obsessed with horses? But I'm just born to love horses. Something really uplifting and inspiring about this animal, but I actually feel a connection with horses. Other animals, they're okay, but I don't feel a connection, so I don't like to look at their pictures. Horse is definitely my animal. Another strange thing about me is that I really dislike technology. Although I'm recording on my iPhone right now and we're connecting on YouTube, actually I don't like new stuff. I only like old stuff. I'm the type, of woman that asks for old stuff instead of new stuff. I know. If someone wants to give me a birthday present, I would really prefer something, secondhand or vintage, because I really like the texture, the smell, the history and the stories behind it, the feeling that it gives, rather than something, a brand new. I think it's more environmentally friendly as well. If you give me something secondhand, I'll really appreciate it. I would really treasure these items because I really like the feeling of, being transported in time and space. Something strange about my lifestyle is that I really like red wine from Bordeaux, France. That's my favorite drink. And I dislike all other types of alcohol. I don't like white wine, I don't like rosé, I don't like champagne, I don't like beer, I don't like sake, I don't like any cocktails. I only like red wine. And I also used to post a lot of pictures of cigars on my social media, but not this year because with everything that's going on, I only had like 5 cigars this year. I don't feel I'm in the mood to go out and enjoy a cigar in the cigar bars, and I wouldn't enjoy one at home. So I've been enjoying it less this year, but I try many different brands, such as Romeo and Juliet, Hoyo, Davidoff. My favorite brand is Cohiba. I like everything by Cohiba, but there's a cigar called Open by Monte Cristo, and it's really soft and relaxing, so sometimes I enjoy it as well. And I received many luxury cigars as a gift from different men, so thank you very much. They are very nice and very expensive. And sometimes people would give me vintage cigars, and I really love that as well. The most impressive one I received was a Trinidad vintage cigar from the 90s, and it's the length of a chopstick, so it's like this long. And yeah, It's very nice. Thank you so much. A fun fact about my home is that I don't have a television. I don't have a TV. I have one that is this big and it's in the storage cabinet. It's not out here, so it stays there in the dark. Hopefully it's still working. I bought that around 8 years ago, but I don't have one set up in the home, not in the living room, not in the bedroom. There's no TV in my home because I was a TV host for a few years, and there was a lot of drama and exaggeration in what we produce. So nowadays I just don't agree with the messages in mainstream media. So I prefer my home to be a sanctuary, like a quiet, calm place that I come back to, and I don't want any of that drama in my home. So I don't have a TV. I only watch YouTube now. Facts about my hobbies that I like to watch shows about chateaus and castles on YouTube. It's not because in the recent year there are many channels, like people bought a chateau and they open a channel on YouTube about the renovation process. It's not like that. For me, it started long ago when I was like 12, 13. I became like really fascinated with chateaus and castles, that I bought a lot of books about them, and I like to study the history and the architectural design. It's just like one of my greatest hobby to watch chateau tours on YouTube. I have friends who have vineyards and chateaus in France, but we cannot travel at the moment, so now more than ever, I'm watching a lot of chateau tours on YouTube. I also love watching urban exploration videos on YouTube, and I just like to go to places full of decay. I remember 3 or 4 years ago, around Christmas time, I had a few days off and I stay home and watch urbex video on YouTube around the world, and I watched like 50 videos in 4 days. So I'm quite nuts, quite an introvert and a nerd who loves to go to these like dirty places that ladies don't necessarily want to go. And that leads me to a final fun fact about me, is that I've never tried dating apps. It's because I'm not allowed to. Around 9 months ago, I was single. I'm still single now. But back then, I was like, try to find ways to meet men. And I thought dating apps may be a good option, because in reality, men don't approach me anymore. I don't know why. And nowadays, people, we are all wearing face masks and don't come near me. So back then, I tried to use dating app, and my first app was Coffee Miss Bagel. Yes, I remember you, the admin at Coffee Miss Bagel. Soon as I signed up and created my profile and I uploaded my photos, they actually blocked me. The app actually blocked me, and they sent me an email. They said that I'm not safe for their members. I guess I'm not safe for men. So I found out that actually a lot of bad people, scammers, and just like horrible people, they use my photos and my videos to trick other men through dating apps or social media in the past few years. And so actually I receive a lot of emails and messages from men, people that I've never interacted with, and I have no idea who they are. They're from all around the world, and they would approach me and say, I was talking to you for a few months and then you disappear, so I saw you on YouTube and I contact you, like what happened between us? And I was like, nothing, I don't know you at all. I would politely write back a long email explaining what happened, but sometimes they believe me, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're like, unless it's really you, because they don't believe that they're so mature, they're of a mature age, and they still got tricked by someone online. So I was just exhausted. I replied to so many men, I guess at least 100 men, and because they write such painful message, they're like, I got tricked and I lost whatever money or whatever, and I was like, that's not me. So nowadays, to avoid any confusion, I've completely given up on dating apps or social media for dating. So if you see someone looking like me on dating apps or social media, That's not me. Report, leave, just leave. All scams.